Lisa and Kathy, or just Lisa?
Mainly Lisa.
Mainly Lisa. Talk about the Southside Stars.
I'm gonna turn stuff on and.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hi, I'm Lisa Burnett. I'm one of the people that founded and run the Southside Stars Youth Zone. And I need to not stand in front of that. Are you on HDMI or?
She's on HDMI.
Do we know what she's on now?
Oh, now you're gonna be a little pain in the butt.
I can see.
Oh, well, you figure this out.
Alright, you can't. How you need to do that? You get drive out of my bag and then we'll just use that. Or we just want everything.
Yeah, it's used the thing.
About October, November-ish of 2017, when we started getting connected, and Kathy and I were working on neighborhood revitalization. I was working on housing, she was working on safety. And so we were looking around the neighborhood and doing walks and talking with people, and we found out very quickly that a lot of our crime issues and a lot of issues that we were having were centered around our youth. And that was a scary thought. You know, it's your kids, and so how do we, change their trajectory? And so we started an 8-month long process of bringing the kids in and doing activities with them, asking questions, why can't you participate in after school programs? What is it that you're looking for? What are your passions? What is driving you? What do you want to see happen in the neighborhood? And from that, we developed the Southside Stars Youth Zone. And there were some conversations towards the beginning when we were talking about this, where Austin had gone to Harlem Children's Zone and learned some about their process. And when he came back and when I was talking with him about the youth zone, he started talking about the children's zone. And so there was a nice marrying and collaboration in there that worked really well for our vision and what we were trying to do. One thing to note, a youth zone is not just a youth program. It's not just an after-school program. We have that. It's part of it. But we do a deep dive with our youth. And so our ratios are very low. Adult to youth ratios are extremely low. In order to really connect with that youth, work with developing a pathway plan with them for career and life both, and then implementing that. And we do wraparound services with our families, and so we are very connected with our parents and in some cases grandparents, depending on who has guardianship, talking with them, if they have housing issues, if they have food access issues, if they have financial issues, whatever is going on, we want to try to be as completely supportive as we can of them, because we know that if their home life is up and down and they're having a lot of stresses there, no matter how much support we give, there's still going to be gaps, and they're still going to end up going home and having to face these kinds of issues, which make it so they can't continue focusing on themselves. So that's the biggest difference between a youth zone and a regular program. Oh, is it working?
Yeah. No, I got your dry one.
Oh, well, it won't work with my dry, but the other one. Okay. Anyway. So what happens when your youth comes in? When your youth first comes in, we have an assessment that parents go through, so we can identify what needs they need help with, or what it is that their pathway needs to be. Maybe it's they want to get a better job. We have one that wants to go back to school so she can support her kids better. With the youth, though, we're very, very specific. We start with what's your passion, and then once we know what their passion is, we can show them these are all the jobs and careers that align with that passion. And then we go with them on that journey and we start exploring the different careers and jobs with them. And we have great community partners that come in and, they bring in their talks, their workshops, their classes, so the kids can get those experiences, which is really awesome. And we've seen that they all pretty much stay aligned with their passion from session to session, but they're narrowing down closer and closer and identifying what it is that they really want to do in that area. Our collaborations are one of our biggest assets. We take asset-based development extremely seriously, for the simple fact that it takes a lot of money to run something like this. We personally have been really blessed. Parks Department and the Tepe Park Neighborhood Association let us use this space for free. So we have a space that we can use with our youth. The reason that we're able to offer so much for our youth, and they do a lot of things, it's really kind of incredible how much opportunities and experiences these kids get. But it's because all we're doing is going to the people that do these things the best and saying, look, we want you to fulfill your mission in your way, doing the thing that you do the best. We just want you to bring it here so our kids can experience it. And it works great because they get what they need and our kids get what they need. So it's a really symbiotic relationship. As I said, we are not just one program. We've got a variety of programs. So far, what we are currently running, we have an educational co-op for some of our homeschool kids in the area. We have an after-school program, and that piece is primarily STEM and STEAM kind of oriented, so it's sciences and technology, really aligned with what their career goals are. We also bring in health and wellness into that as well, because for us, career is one piece of what we do, but it's not all we do. If they can't communicate correctly, if they don't have the right kind of leadership skills, if they can't self-manage, then they're not going to be able to stay in whatever career that they go into. And so it's looking at them as the whole person and trying to, fulfill those needs and make sure that they're going to be successful both personally and in their careers.
It's driving me nuts. So it was working earlier.
So we have our after school program, and that we run 2 days out of EBPL East. They do an incredible job with our literacy piece, and they also have been doing some incredible things over there. They're learning music. They had financial classes there. They learned everything about making a movie, wrote their own scripts, and are in the process of finishing up their movie. And we're hoping that when that is completed, the plan is that we're going to hold a showing at EBPL Central in combination with all the other STEM programs that are available there. And so kind of connecting other youth in the community to, hey, look at what resources are out there, look what you can engage in. And it also gives our youth a chance to talk about their experiences on that project with other youth. So it's a lot of peer-to-peer as well. We have a fine arts program that we run. The kids chose Quidditch as their sport, and I know most people are going to be like, Quidditch, what is Quidditch? Quidditch is a sport from Harry Potter, the Harry Potter books. I think it started in Harvard, but a lot of the colleges around the country picked it up as a real sport, and they created a real sport. They have a World Cup. It's all around the world. They have teams that play against each other. And so the kids do yoga as their warm-up because that's what they chose, and Quidditch is their sport, so they can get some exercise, and they have a really great time doing it. And then coming this summer, we will have a Native class, and this is exploring Native American heritage. We have a group of kids that are interested in that, so it's an optional thing that they can do. And they'll explore as a group, not just history and history culture, but their current culture as well. We will also, they'll be doing their community service projects. Kids do 3 community service projects this year. It's ones that they chose that align with our quality of life plan, but is all led by them. The gardens out there, that was not us. That was them. We helped the process. We brought Purdue Extension in. We brought Community One in. You know, we made those connections, but then it was up to them to make those partnerships and those collaborations. It's trying to teach them early to connect into their communities and take ownership of the projects that they do. And so they'll be working on that this summer. And then in the fall, we will have a new staff member coming on this summer, Mary Elsa. She's one of our parents. She's been volunteering with us since January. And in the fall, she is going to be running a Spanish class, teaching the kids how to speak Spanish. And she's also going to be running a cultural dance class. So we're really excited about that. So there is all kinds of ways. We know that some of our youth are not going to be able to commit to 5 days a week or even 4 days a week. So we try to make different areas where they can engage. Also in the fall, we'll be considered a official 4-H club, which means there will be 1 day a week that will be dedicated to 4-H, and it's urban 4-H. It's not farm animals, it's what we can actually do here. And they do all kinds of things. It's arts, it's photography, it's you know, anything that you could think of in the urban area, robotics, technology. And so they will also get all those benefits. There's scholarship benefits, and there are, you know, other opportunities, and that also will bring in a lot more resources into the program as well. So we're pretty excited about that. Our summer session is going to run Wednesday at EVPL from 12 to 3, and then Thursdays and Fridays here from 12 to 4. And our programming is free. We don't charge anything because that's one of the biggest barriers for our kids in order to access things like this and opportunities is, you know, parent involvement. That's why we're very place-based. We only serve youth inside the Tepe Park area. And it's why we try to provide as much as we can. There is a short 3-minute video, if it's okay that I show it. And it will show you some of the activities that the kids have done. Not near all of them, but some of them. They've had a lot of things going on.
Maybe that order. I'm mad at my computer. I'm gonna have to throw it down.
Well, I know the video will work. So. Yeah, it'll have audio. Hopefully not loud audio.
It shouldn't be.
I adjusted it earlier today, so hopefully it stays that way. But it won't have audio of the kids, it's music. We took the audio out.
Yeah.
This is actually interactive story time. We found that doing this has increased their literacy almost a grade level per child, just doing that. That's Quidditch, part of it, when they were first testing it out. That's dance class over at EVCL. That was movie making, part of their script writing. This is Bits and Bites. They're a group that run out of Central Library every other Saturday. I think it's the second and fourth Saturday of the month. And it's a completely free program for you. Really awesome people.
And what do they do?
They teach coding, robotics, technology is their focus. They do things like this, integrating music and technology together. This is Purdue Extension when they came in to help kids with the gardens, with some of their planning and what they would need to do as far as upkeep and harvest. And they're also doing soil testing for us. And the robotics. This is actually 4-H. That's Lindsay Reiser. She works at 4-H, and she's the one that's been actually getting urban 4-H going in our area. And this project here, this massive tower, went on for a really long time. We had to get adults involved because it was at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
It was. More Quidditch. Actually, out on the field. They really love Quidditch.
Are they riding a broomstick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's what makes the game challenging.
I mean, I've seen Harry Potter, but it's been a few years back.
They start flying, look out.
That would be exciting.
Kids on jetpacks.
So that pretty much sums us up. If anybody is interested, we do have 5 more openings left for summer. And then we'll be capped for this summer. And then hopefully, as things go into fall, we will have more openings for fall as well. We're hoping to have at least 7 or 8 more openings.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Lisa. All right. Kathy, I have you up next to talk about bylaws.
Man, it's short and sweet, honestly.